period is very decisive for the national rejuvenation of China and therefore for the fate of humanity, and I want to explain that. And I know China is a very polite country. I am not a very polite person, so I say things which are true, not things which are to be polite. Right, I'm going to start off by quoting the words of somebody who I normally disagree with on nothing, which is Steve Bannon, the chief strategist previously of President Trump, who is a determined enemy of China. Normally we agree on very little, but on this I agree with him. Yeah, was Bannon said, I'll just quote him, "To me, the economic war with China is everything, and we have to be maniacally focused on that. If we continue to lose it, we're 5 years away, I think 10 years at the most, have hit in an inflection point from which we will never be able to recover." He's talking about the United States, of course. That is, I agree with the assessment. Neocons in the United States, if they do not succeed in stopping China's national rejuvenation in the next 5 to 10 years, it will be impossible to stop. This will be very bad for US neocons, and it will be very good for China and humanity. I used a phrase which some people like in China, which is that China cannot be murdered, so it has to be persuaded to commit suicide. I mean by this something very precise. No force outside China anymore is powerful enough to stop China's rise and national rejuvenation, but there are people outside China who wish to disorientate China internally and make China commit suicide. Now you might think that's crazy. How can you persuade a country to commit suicide? But I have lived through it. The Soviet Union was never defeated from the outside. The Soviet Union was persuaded to commit suicide. And from 1992 to 2000 I lived in Russia, as I'll explain later, in which I saw the catastrophic economic, social, cultural consequences of having persuaded a country to commit suicide. And the thing I most do not want in my life is to see China make the same mistake. In his very first press conference as General Secretary of the CPC, Xi Jinping explained the relation of China and humanity. He said, "Throughout 5,000 years of development, the Chinese nation has made significant contributions to the progress of human civilization. Our responsibility is to pursue the goal of the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation so that China can stand firmer and stronger among the world's nations and make new and greater contributions to humanity." These are very eloquent words. But you can also see them from another angle, of course, which I have to, which is because I'm not Chinese, but I am a member of humanity. So naturally someone who's not Chinese but a member of humanity sees the same.